Hello everybody. Today we're talking about a couple of subjects that are important no matter what job or what position you have. Certainly they're important in human resources and labor relations. I call it the art of getting along. Whether it's resolving conflict, or strengthening a team, or working productively in a collaborative manner. It's really important to figure out and learn how to get along with others. And to me, there's 4 strategies that I would follow. And they may not be some of the more typical strategies, but there's 4 strategies that I would follow in order to best get along with other people, especially when people don't necessarily want to get along with you. First is you have to genuinely like people. One of my favorite. You actually have to like the inner exchange between people. There are some people that don't like people, don't respect people, and because of that, they find it difficult, if not challenging, to work collaboratively or to resolve conflict. And so you genuinely have to like people and enjoy being around people. The second thing that I find to get along well with others is you have to have a positive outlook on life. For me, I always look for the good along the road of life, but you have to have a genuinely positive outlook. You have to think the best, do the best, aim to always see the best that there is. So positivity is a force multiplier, as Colin Powell once said, and I tend to believe that as well. That's the second one. Now on to the third one. The third one to me is the most difficult. It is where you have to control your ego and self-interest. I call them demons, but they're these negative barriers that are inherent in our personalities that really preclude us from doing what's appropriate, from thinking the best, doing the best. Emotions affects our ability to think rationally. Self-interest puts ourselves above anybody else. Ego thinks that we're better than anybody else. If you have issues with those, you really can't eliminate them, but you can control them. And so for me, I often think quite a bit about that we need to figure out a way that we can control these demons, I call them, your self-interest, your ego, even your lack of self-confidence. It's almost impossible, in my opinion, to resolve issues if you don't address those. Last but not least is to always do what's right. Always do what is best. This is difficult as well. It's looking at an issue and saying, I really want this for myself. I think that this is quite important, but it's not the right thing to do. And so when you're confronted with an issue or a conflict and you have to really spend time with an individual, you may find out that they're right. And that's going to be difficult for you to either admit or even to give in. Some people just don't like to do that. But I think it's important at that point that you have the ability to do that. So, if we're looking at a way to try to get along with other people, to get along with a group of people, there's 4 things that I follow, and I think that they may at least give you pause to think about and maybe adapt 1 or 2 or maybe all of them. And that is you have to genuinely like people, as I talked about. Second is you have to have a positive outlook on life, as I always say. Always look for the good along the road of life. There's always good in life. Third is to control your ego and self-interest, some of the most destructive emotions, I call them. So you have to figure out a way to control them. And last is, no matter what the repercussions, you always have to think about what's right, what's just, what's best. And if you can do that, you'll do well and you'll find you'll get along with many more people than you did in the past. With that, everybody, I wish you the best of days and look forward to our future interactions.